Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Monica. I am a tarot reader and astrologer based in far north Queensland in Australia. And today I am doing my new deck interview spread for this deck, which is the Gentle Tarot that I acquired not that long ago. And the reason I'm doing this spread is because before I acquired this deck, I actually thought I would really love it and bond with it a lot, and that hasn't been the case at all. And so I'm kind of like undecided, let's say, about whether to retain this deck and keep it long term. And it's not that I don't think it's a bad deck or it's visually not appealing. That's not at all the case. I actually really love the artwork in it. But for some reason, I don't know, it just isn't what I thought it would be. And I admit that I hadn't done my due diligence and really looked at all the cards or tried to find out a lot of information before I bought it. I did see that a lot of people do love this deck, and I understand why that is, but that just hasn't been the case for me. So anyway, I thought I'd do a live reading on this deck and doing the new deck interview spread that I have for it to see whether I can get some insights or guidance as to whether this is the right deck for me. So this is how I bought it. It is a second-hand deck, which is fine with me. Most of my recent deck acquisitions have been second-hand, and it did come with this bag. There's no guidebook, there's no box or anything like that, which is fine by me. I don't feel like I need either the box or the guidebook. I've got enough experience as a reader. I'm fairly confident. I don't think that's the issue here. I just think I just haven't really bonded with it. Even though, I think it's just such a lovely deck. And I think part of the reason is that there is far more animal scenes. There are far more animals in the cards than what I thought would be. Like, for example, even minor arcana cards, we don't see people featured prominently in this deck. I mean, okay, there's some cards where there are people, but it's more like of an animal-based deck, I feel. And I have enough animal decks. I don't need any more. But anyhow, I'll just do the reading and see how it goes. So allow me a few moments to shuffle and to cut, and then we will proceed with the reading. Beautiful. First card, what are you here to teach me? Oh, the Five of Cups. This deck is here to teach me to understand, process, and overcome grief and loss, to make the best or make the most of what I have left, after challenging situations. That's how I see the Five of Cups. You know, it is a card of mourning and a card of loss, and it's particularly a card of seeing that loss as the only thing that there is. But the lesson with the Five of Cups is inherent in the imagery of the cards, and that is to pick up what you have left and make the best of it and move on. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm getting from the first answer. What are you here to teach me? Second card, how can I best work with you? Ten of Thunder. Yeah, anyway, we'll keep on going. So Ten of Thunder is the Ten of Swords, which depicts a rather unfavorable, another difficult and unfavorable scenario in life. One of difficult endings and significant pain. How can I best work with you? And you know what this is saying to me? I think this is saying to me to put aside what I am feeling or thinking about this deck, and to take, see how there's this little sliver of a rainbow. We've got a rainbow at the bottom of the card, but only a little bit of it is in color. And it's like, you know, try and see that there is a lot of goodness in the deck. Okay, that's how I can best work with this deck, is to not focus so much on the negatives and, you know, thinking that I haven't bonded with it, or, you know, it's not the deck for me, but actually to really put that aside completely and acknowledge the magic that is contained within this deck. Because I know it's there. I just haven't had a very strong connection with it so far. Okay. So I understand that. Cards 1 and 2. Card 3 and 4. Card 3. What are your strengths as a deck? Let's put these down here. That's how I designed the spread. So card 3. What are your strengths as a deck? 6 of Thunder. Ah, I like that. I like this. This is the equivalent to the 6 of Swords. Right. And it's a card of positive journeys. It's a card of positive change, you know, transformational change for the better. And I love that. But furthermore, when I look at this image, you know, like setting aside the meaning of the 6 of Swords or the 6 of Thunder, as a strength, this deck has the ability to carry me, right, very gently, and provide really uplifting guidance. Right, it's such a beautiful card actually, and I can already feel things changing just by the way it's answering my questions. My relationship with this deck changes. So anyway, I love that. The strengths as a deck, really, really beautiful. That's how I see that, the ability to carry me through a deeply transformative but ultimately fulfilling and positive journey. Okay, I like that. I love that, in fact. That's beautiful. Card number 4. What are your limitations? Okay. Ace of Thunder. I have to be honest and say that I'm going to put this card down and have a think about it. I really tried to distill a meaning in terms of its limitations, and I'm not getting anything at the moment. So, and that's okay. We are completely allowed to return to a card when the meaning, percolates through the ether. Okay, so that's the limitation card. 5th card, what will our relationship be like? And this is crucial. The Hanging Woman. Okay, so it's not a card of action, but then actually in this deck it sort of is actually. It's a woman hanging upside down but swinging and seeming to be really happy doing so. You know, like she's not sad. She, to me, appears quite content with her situation and where she's at. So I think this is telling me that it's a relationship where I'm happy with this deck being different to my other decks, or having a different type of relationship with it from other decks, but it's one where I am content to accept that. And also the Hangman, or in this case the Hanging Woman, is a card of spirituality. You know, it's a card where you move away from worldly concerns. You know, how you're going to make money, what career you're going to have, your vocational path, your relationships with other people. The Hangman is not about any of that. The Hangman is very much an inner relationship with oneself, and it's a relationship that goes deep within, and it can even be like a dark night of the soul, when you have to really step away from all the distractions of life, and outward activities that are not distractions, that are necessary for day-to-day living, but nonetheless you step away from all of that, and then what are you faced with? Who are you? You know, if you're not XYZ as you've defined yourself before. That's what the Hangman is about. It's about going deep within, and it can be a really difficult process. But it is a card of spirituality at its core, and it's a card of sacrifice and stillness. But I see it in this deck as moving through. So in other words, not so much stillness, because someone on the swing, you know, when you're on a swing, you're never completely still at either end. You're in flow, all right? And you accept that flow. She completely accepts and likes where she is, all right? She seems to be enjoying, right? It's like she's going, woohoo! I'm free from worldly concerns. I can just sit down and take care of myself, or just, you know, explore spiritual pursuits. So anyhow, our relationship, I think it's going to be an unconventional one. All right, that's the word I'm looking for, unconventional with the Hangman. But it will be nonetheless be a fulfilling relationship and a happy one. All right, but a very significant one, being a major arcana. Okay, so it's the first major arcana in a 6-card spread. This is card number 5, so very significant. Okay, the relationship itself with this deck. So it's sort of telling me that I am not to part with this deck just yet. I haven't given it my full attention. I haven't given it the nurturing and the attention it requires, and the time and the space to build a significant relationship with it. Okay, and then I have a 6th and final card. What is your guidance for me as a tarot reader? 10 of Stones, which is the 10 of Pentacles in a traditional deck. And I love that. I love this so much, actually, because it's me. It almost looks like someone doing a yoga pose. Okay. And I love that there's chickens around. I love the crystals. I love the cat. I love the eggs. I love that feeling that I get when I see this card of earthy abundance and an enjoyment and appreciation for earthy, you know, our relationship with the earth, with nature. See how she's got the star on the crown? To me, that's like a spiritual connection to earth and to life that's embodied in this card, and this lady here. And knowing, it's like a knowing, and it's hard to put into words. I often call this like my witch knowing about your place in the cycle of life, that eternal cycle that keeps on going, of death and rebirth and living, and then we die and we're reborn again, and the cycles just keep on continuing through to eternity. And that doesn't scare me at all. I'm really comfortable with that idea, and it helps me to be in the now and to appreciate what I have, to have gratitude for everything I have, as simple as it is. And I can't wait to have chickens again. I really can't. So anyway, my guidance for me as a reader, I think it's saying that I just need to relax and get comfortable in that role. Okay, that's what it's saying to me. And to be pragmatic, to keep things pragmatic, all right? But also number 10 is the final number in the journey from 1 through to 10, so it indicates completion, it indicates reaching high. So it's about, making the most of what I have and going as far as I can on the earthly realm in that sense. Okay, but also looking after myself. And yes, I do need to do some yoga. It's so badly needed, it's not even funny. But that's another story. Okay, so that's my reading for now. I might come back at a later stage and see if anything strikes me about the limitations of the deck in terms of the Ace of Thunder. For now it doesn't, and I'm at peace with that. So even though the first two cards start off as not so positive, they're cards about what are you here to teach me, and I can see these two cards, actually this is what it's here to teach me, and the 10 of Swords is how can I best work with you. It's what they're saying really is teaching me to not judge it and so negatively, and to turn things around with this deck as well, all right, to look at the positives within it. And the 10 of Swords, of course, it's I've touched upon it before, is to not see it, to not give up on it, basically, because there's an element of giving up very much with the 10 of Swords, but to look for the magic that is contained with the deck and work with that. So that's what these two cards really make sense for me now, a lot. Okay, so anyhow, well, I can say that it certainly changed my mind. I was contemplating gifting this deck before we make our house move, but I'll be keeping it, and I'm going to actually have it as one of the decks that I work with while we're in this flux, in this transition time, and keep it by my side to work with and to deepen my relationship with it. So I'm really glad that I've done this spread actually. I can see this new deck interview spread is not just a spread to use when you only have a brand new deck, but a spread to also help you reconnect with a deck that you might have, cast aside, or to at least let you know if that's the right deck for you to keep on working with, to keep pursuing that relationship, or to develop the relationship. I think that certainly has come through in these cards for me for this deck. So I'm really I'm quite happy to see that, because I do think that the artwork is really lovely, and I think it has a lot of merit as a healing deck. Like to be used as a personal deck. Anyhow, I'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. And until my next video, take care.